Hello. Before I answer that question, let me begin by making two statements of fact. Number one, the reality is Thousand Oaks employees and employers are dealing with a lingering and trying economic recession. Some of them have lost their jobs, have lost their homes, and have lost their businesses. And in many cases, these are jobs and homes and businesses that they've enjoyed for many years. And needless to say, for them, community morale is at an all-time low. And number two, and this is Economics 101 made real simple, employees are paid from employers' profits. Today, perhaps more than ever before, employees and employers are keenly aware of what's happening in our community, in our state, and in our federal government. And this November 7 midterm gubernatorial election will be a turning point in our community. The people of Thousand Oaks understand that their vote is their voice. And what they say with their voice will determine the failure or the future of our community. We either vote to go backwards and re-elect the incumbents, or we vote to go forward and elect someone like me that is accountable and committed to the same goals, the same values, and the same principles that make America such a great country. Hello, my name is Todd Press, and I am running to serve as your representative on the Thousand Oaks City Council. And yes, I am asking you for your vote. This November 2nd, I'm asking you to vote for me because I believe that we are at a time that will be considered in history as a crossroads. I believe together we will overcome and we will thrive. You see, the question that was presented to me is, as an elected representative on the new incoming City Council of Thousand Oaks, how do I plan to stimulate local business in order to create more jobs and income opportunities within our city? And as I've said numerous times in every news interview and at most every candidate forum that I participated in, I believe jobs and business growth is to be my highest priority as your representative on the Thousand Oaks City Council. I believe by creating an environment to stimulate local business opportunities, which in turn helps create job opportunities, all begins with making the right choices and having the proper perspective of our current situation. Where we are now and where we want to be are more important than how we got here. We know how we got here. Let's all commit to not making the same mistakes again. The transformation will begin with a vision by our Thousand Oaks City Council. I need to say this again. It all begins with electing the right people to do the right job. People like me, who believe we need to end the wasteful spending of our taxpayer dollars and the mountainous bureaucratic red tape that stifles small business growth in our community. The transformation from barely surviving to thriving takes place through renewing your mindset from one of being focused on the obstacles to a mindset focused on the opportunities and the possibilities. Once we learn from the mistakes of the past, once we commit to a sustainable course of action and business growth opportunity objective, once we allow vision and not fear to guide us through this recession, we will discover what it means to walk by faith and not by sight. If we want to enjoy the benefit of foresight, we have to have a vision for a better Thousand Oaks tomorrow. Current status quo is unsustainable. This November election is not about the incumbent's past community service. In fact, this election has nothing to do with the incumbents or their past community service. And it has everything to do about the future of our community. It has to do with electing the right person to do the right job for the benefit of the constituency as a whole. It has to do with putting somebody on city council that is able to make those tough decisions and to take that action that is necessary and within the best interests of the community as a whole and not for the select few. The way I see it, We have many unexplored options on the table. Options like lowering business tax expenses and reducing the unnecessary bureaucratic red tape that is stifling businesses, and lowering the business license fees. You see, we need to create an environment where new businesses feel welcome and invited into our community. At this time, my immediate loyalty is to the employers and employees struggling right now to stay in business. But at the same time, we must create an environment to invite those new businesses to grow. If you work in Thousand Oaks, if you are an employee or an employer or a service provider in Thousand Oaks, your participation in our local government isn't and shouldn't be limited to your vote. Your input is vital. I invite you to join the discussion and to be part of the solution with me. My goal is to open the doors of City Hall and to create an ultra user-friendly access to your city government. The internet and social media networks like YouTube make that possible today. For example, I would love to do a real honest town hall meeting with those business owners in our great city that really do care about the future of our community. As an advocate for government transparency, I promise you that my town hall meetings will be filmed live, unrehearsed, unscripted, and posted on YouTube for all the world to see. In fact, I'd like to see residents of Thousand Oaks participating in town hall meetings from the comfort of their own home via the internet. It's possible, but I need your vote to get elected first. And that's why I ask you to help me spread the word, to tell your friends that I'm running for city council. Tell them to vote for Todd Press. Tell them to check out my videos. That's why I'm running for city council. I believe if you really want to create a prosperous and growing environment for employment and business opportunity in our city, like I do, we need to focus on solutions and not on obstacles. In my mind, and if you have a pencil handy, you might want to write this down. Overcoming a difficult situation is not about having resources. It's about having the resourcefulness. And I believe that with all my heart. I know there are lots of local business-minded people in our community. Smart, intelligent, motivated, talented, and creative people with great ideas for the next new hot business or service. The problem is they have no way to get started. They have no startup capital. They have no way to get a loan to create that business, to get it off the ground. We need to explore options to assist them in reaching their goals. And that includes keeping those stores and services that are struggling to help them keep their doors open for business. We need to create an environment opportunity, and that is exactly what I will do as elected city council representative. In fact, creating job and business growth is my priority. It's not an option. And it doesn't stop there with just jobs and business growth. It includes supporting our infrastructure service like our police and our fire department. We must also support our schools and our library and our cultural arts. They need somebody on city council like me that understands their plight and is willing to work with them to see the future of Thousand Oaks as a prosperous and thriving one. A majority of Thousand Oaks residents and employees and business owners want to be involved in the decision-making process of the city council. Unfortunately, and all too often, their small voice is drowned out by the big voice of the power-hungry elitists who think they have all the answers for the rest of us. The fact is, it's their way of doing business as usual that got us into this mess. We need to get out of this mess, and we need not to dig ourselves deeper by wasting hard-earned tax dollars on special interest projects. For example, the $400,000 it costs to put those parking spaces in front of the lakes and the angled parking lots behind it. While I'm on the issue, let's not forget the fact that the incumbents running for re-election, all the incumbents running for re-election, received a pay raise during their last term. The council voted and approved on their own a pay raise while our friends while our neighbors were losing their jobs and losing their homes to foreclosures and losing their businesses, they received a pay raise. To re-elect an incumbent expecting a different result would be insanity. God help us to restore the strong values and principles and leadership that are necessary to bring us out of this recession successfully. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I invite everyone, every employee, every employer, every business owner, every service provider, even the person that does their home-based business off the kitchen table. We all need to sit down and share ideas and experiences. We need to communicate with each other because the only way out of this mess is by working together. We must have a vision for a better Thousand Oaks tomorrow, and I'd much rather start the dialogue now before it's too late, because time is of the essence. We need to work together, and we need to start right away. Come here. I want to say something to you. Yes, I'm asking you for your vote. I'm not asking you for your money. I don't need your money. At this point in the game, what I need from you is to help me spread the word. If you could, please email your friends, your coworkers especially. Tell them to check out my videos. Send them the link to this video, whatever you would like. Just tell them to consider me, that I'm a fiscal conservative. I'm a family man. I'm married 20 years. I have 3 incredible children that have all gone to public schools. I'm not one of the rich elite in the community. I don't hobnob with the rich and famous. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's just that I'm just a normal, average person living in Thousand Oaks that really, truly cares what happens in the future in our community. And that's why I'm running for Thousand Oaks. So if you can take the time right after this video message, please send somebody an email. Tell your friends, tell your coworkers. Vote for Todd Press for City Council, Thousand Oaks this year on November 2nd. Thank you, and God bless you.